Nilseanochtin no toca Coyolmil. Hello everyone, my name is Coyolmil and I am honored to have been asked by Quetzali Jimenez to be a part of this video series put together by the youth media team at the Indian Health Center of Santa Clara Valley. I've been asked to answer a few questions about Mexica culture and Mexica New Year, what it represents, and what to expect this year at the Mexica New Year ceremony and celebration. To start, I'd like to share my own story about reconnecting with my culture. When I was younger, I felt very disconnected from my culture. I also grew up in an area where I was a minority, and I struggled with having to listen to jokes and stereotypes about Mexican people all the time. It didn't feel good, and it didn't make me very proud of who I was. I didn't know much about my culture either, and I wasn't learning about my ancestors' history in my history classes, so I didn't feel knowledgeable enough to combat the misconceptions I'd often have to face. Then one day my dad gave me a flyer to the Mexica New Year ceremony hosted by Tlahtocan in San Jose. I didn't end up going that year, but I realized that if our native culture is still being celebrated, then maybe we do have something to be proud of after all. I started doing my own research, learning more about my history, and I fell in love with the Nahuatl language. I remember buying Fermin Herrera's Nahuatl English to Nahuatl Concise Dictionary, and when my teachers in high school would ask me why I was studying a dead language, they'd be surprised to learn that Nahuatl is still being spoken by over 1.5 million people to this day. Eventually I did go to the Mexica New Year ceremony, and I got invited to start learning danza with Tlahtocan. After a couple years in the group, I was invited to participate in the naming ceremony, where I was given my name Coyolmil, which means coyote bone, represented in the codices by an awl that penetrates the mind, a symbol for teaching. I finally felt reconnected with my culture, and not only did it make me feel proud to be myself, it inspired me to pursue my dream of becoming a teacher, so that I could teach the youth that our native cultures are still alive, and that culture is medicine. Even if they feel as lost or as disconnected from their culture as I felt when I was in high school, culture is healing. So the Mexica New Year ceremony is more than just a New Year celebration like midnight of December 31st. It's a space where people are able to reconnect with their ancestors and their cultures just like I did. Through ceremony, we honor our ancestors. We honor the sun and the earth. We honor all aspects of creation. This year we celebrate Matlactli Iwanse Acatl, 11 read. Matlactli Iwanse, or 11, represents a time of rest, pleasure, and leisure. Acatl, or reed, represents firmness and the staff of authority, as well as heat and energy, the rays of the sun, flying like arrows to penetrate and fertilize the earth. This is a sign of years closely associated with Quetzalcoatl, intelligence and knowledge, and Tezcatlipoca, memory and reflection. So I invite you to join us in ceremony to celebrate Mexica New Year with Tlahtocan. The ceremony will be held at Emma Prusch Park, located at 647 South King Road in San Jose, from Friday, March 10th to Sunday, March 12th. We'll start off with our second annual Cali Native Night on Friday, co-hosted with the Muwekma Ohlone tribe of the San Francisco Bay Area. As you may or may not know, many American Indian tribal nations were forcibly removed from their homelands after the invasion of European and white American settler colonizers as the United States sought to expand. Particularly brutal were the genocides and massacres that occurred here in California. Yet the Muwekma Ohlone endured, and it is with great honor that we are able to reclaim space with them in a ceremonial way. So I encourage you to speak with them, learn about the issues that they're facing, and stand in solidarity with them to support in any way you can. To continue the Mexica New Year celebration, we'll begin the day on Saturday with a sunrise ceremony to welcome the new sun. The sunrise ceremony is a powerful experience, and I highly recommend you to go if you're able to make it. After the sunrise ceremony, we'll begin La Danza Mexica. We'll also be dancing on Sunday, and throughout the weekend there will be other activities going on, and a market surrounding the ceremonial circle, where you'll find vendors selling cultural clothing, arts and crafts, instruments, and much, much more. Also, save your appetite, because there's going to be some delicious food there as well. Oxepa, Tlahtocan Quetzali, you and the youth media team at the Indian Health Center for allowing me to be a part of this project. Makwalian Quikshiwit, I wish you all a happy new year, and I'll see you in ceremony. Ometeot.